Hey, good morning, guys. Yes, it is. It's Friday, the 17th of July. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, I thought we'd talk about why guessing is not always the best policy when it comes to fixing anything in your life, including your small engines. So, stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. If you didn't already know it, yes, this is the weekday, Monday through Friday. Today is Friday, the 17th of July of 2026. Sorry about yesterday, but I was sicker than a dog from like 10:30 at night right through till I even tried laying back down. So I figured, well, best just to take it easy. Today I'm still kind of punky, but I'm with it. But today we're going to talk about guessing, right? And that's what we're doing if we don't do a diagnostic. We're just guessing at the problem and then getting stuff that we don't need. And not only we don't need, but it takes money out of our budget because we're spending money where we don't need it. And I see that all too often, and I'll be the first one to admit that's how we used to do it. We see a problem, we say, okay, we've seen this before, and instead of diagnostics, we just started parts replacing. And that could get costly in a hurry. And why was that? Because I had never seen a better way. This is the way they had taught for years. This is how you learn to be a good mechanic. By the more you do it, the better you get at it. You know, and what I can tell you is the bulk of the time that we were guessing, we were wrong. But at that point, it's like it's on the customer's machine. We're not taking it back off. All right. And case in point, we'll talk about a push mower. Okay. Complaint comes in, no fire. They put a spark tester on it or held their finger on it or something, but they can't get any fire. So it comes into the shop. Claude tells me what the customer said. He gets the numbers off the unit. He does a spark test real quick. Nope, there's no spark. And we order the coil. So I strip it all down when the coil comes in, put the new coil in, button everything back up. And what we noticed is the cable that pulls the off to on position was froze up. It wasn't moving. The handle was, but it was stretching the spring on the end. It wasn't pulling the cable. Was it the coil? I don't think so. I think it was the cable right along. But had we done a diagnostic on that and looked everything over really closely, we probably would have caught that cable. Coil's on there, staying on there. Cable is on, everything works good. You're going to say, well, what would have been the better way? The better way would have been looking to make sure that there was no reason for that coil not to get stopping power. And you could pull the wire off the bottom of the coil. That would eliminate anything in the system and it would fire up. But we didn't do that. We just went ahead and ordered a new coil. That's what I'm getting at when it comes to stop guessing, start doing diagnostics on it. If you're unsure of what you need or how to do a diagnostic, would be the better way would be to try to learn more about how to go about a diagnostic. And I can tell you right now, it's all up here, guys. This is where I find that it makes a lot of people uncomfortable and they feel like it's over their head, it's too much. They're going to screw things up and this and that. And that's so far from the truth. You're your own worst enemy. Instead of just doing it, your body and your mind is telling you 110 reasons why you shouldn't. And that's a normal failsafe for the human mind. Is something may sound great in the beginning, but give your brain 5 to 10 seconds. And within that 5 to 10 seconds, it's going to tell you every reason not to. That's why I always go with my first impulse, my first thought. if I'm going to do any changes. So, in saying that, we're getting ready to start off the Small Engine Diagnostic 101 course. One of the things that, and I'll get you guys' take on it, should we include safety gear and safety shoes and all that, or should we leave that out of the diagnostic part since that's safety related, shop related? But if you could take the time to learn how to do something that in the end will save you time, you'll do it, right? Because a lot of people say, well, it takes too much time to diagnose something. Just fix it. How do you know what to fix? Well, I've seen it before. Okay, I've seen things before too and been totally wrong. So let's just do the diagnostic first. It was on that trimmer yesterday that it came in that he couldn't get it to rev up. So we went through the 4-point diagnostic on it, and we got it so that it was revving up, but it wasn't getting up to the peak of where I wanted it to be. And that may mean that I got to take that carburetor off today and throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner for a while. You got to tear every gasket off it, guys, O-rings and all that, before you dump it into this ultrasonic cleaner. But I left it for a cold start this morning to make sure everything was going to work the way it was supposed to, right? My thought process was that the compression would be down a little bit. But you're going to say, Eric, you wasted all that time with compression, fire, you dumped the fuel, and it probably was good fuel, and the air breather was fine. If you'd have gone just to adjusting the high speed idle, that would have fixed your problem. No, not necessarily. But that's what the impulse is to automatically go to fixing, right? Instead of diagnosing. I need to rule out those 4 points. If those 4 points are all good, then it will run. It just needs some tinkering, right? Whether it's the carburetor or spark plug, it's pretty limited by that point of what it possibly could be. It could be a fuel line, got a crack in it, sucking air, primer bulb is not in good shape. Those are the things that we do after. That's called fixing, okay? Diagnosing is just making sure that it will run if everything is met. But this morning's video is going to be short. I'm starting to feel like crap right now. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out here. You guys in the comments, what do you think? When it comes to the Diagnostic 101 course, do we stick strictly with the diagnostic and leave the other shop stuff out? Because I've got videos on it anyways that are located somewhere within the library. So on that note, you guys have a great Friday, and hopefully I'll get to feeling better this weekend and be cranking out first thing Monday morning. On that note, you guys have a great weekend and a great Friday.